Capricorn, it's Aces week, baby. What's up? What's going on? We're going to take a look at the Aces as we just entered spring, and it's always a good idea to look at Aces when we enter a new season or even the new year. So that means the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. So let's go over the Aces in tarot and what they mean so we're on the same page. More often than not, people think, new opportunities. Either one I'm creating for myself or it's coming towards me. Cool. The second type is actually the most common type, and that is renewed Aces, stuff we already have in play. And we keep it going, ideally because it's working for us in some way. And if not, we should take a look at that as well. You know, the idea is, why do I keep doing it if it's not giving back to me? So I should see a mix of both new as well as renewed. Yeah? All right, we're going to start with that Ace of Swords. And like always, take it resonates, leave it does not. These are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate. And as frustrating as it is, and it is, it's also normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay. Show me Capricorn, please, in the Ace of Swords. Show me Capricorn. In the Ace of Swords, any searing new thoughts and therefore actions, or an ongoing truth and therefore ongoing actions. Let's see that Ace of Swords, please, for Capricorn. Show me the Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords, please. I had one of those mini Coke Zeros, and I'm like, It doesn't take much for me anymore, honestly. It really doesn't. A little caffeine for me now goes a long way. I still have my regular morning coffee, but I gave up all energy drinks and all that kind of thing. I just don't need it anymore. I just don't. I wonder if I ever did. The power was always within you. But every now and again, I'll have a Coke Zero and be like, yes. Just the right amount. Let's see the Ace of Swords. My point being, honey, for yours, I'm a little extra. I know. It really doesn't take much, you know? What's going on, please? Ow. Ten of Swords. Dang. Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Okay. Can we expand upon that thought just a little more? It seems to be, this is what's interesting to me. It's almost like it's at your leisure. That investment, it doesn't look like it's a pressure situation. It's something that you're contemplating. What is this, please? We need to expand upon this thought or this action. What is this? If you think that little of whatever this is, then you're probably correct, okay? You don't want to participate in it anymore. You don't have the energy for it anymore. What are we thinking about here? Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. Okay, you need more rest on the situation. There's something here, like I said, it oddly enough, it's coming in as non-pressured. It's literally at your leisure. Your particular decision-making skills here about how to address something and if you even want to bother. Ooh. So you are carefully, and I mean carefully, contemplating your participation in something or not giving to it at all anymore from a certain point forward. Let's say from this point forward is on your mind now. You haven't made a solid conclusion. And the only reason why I'm advising you is to do that Ten of Swords is because what you give to this is so little anyway. I don't know that it could get much better. And that's one of the things you're thinking about too. And I don't know what this is, guys. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's anything where you find that you have a natural supply of energy. Here's the Queen of Wands. And you're looking at a situation, a circumstance, a person, you name it. And you're like, I don't feel very much for this. Therefore, should I participate with it at all by giving it any of my constructive time, energy, and effort? And you're looking at your page and you're like, there's not much going on here. I could give or take this. That's almost a literal translation. It's a little detached. But it's also a thought that's at your leisure. You're like, I can stop giving to this and cut it out anytime I want. And if that's true for me, if it means so little to me, you're showing me 2 + 2 here, is I should probably stop giving to this. And while you're kind of, with that energy is kind of like, towards whatever the heck that is, I couldn't say, but so little heart's in it. So little of natural, your enthusiasm is here for it, natural investment. Two of Pentacles, you toss this idea around sometimes. The Four of Swords, you say you need more thought. So whatever it is, you're saying it wouldn't break your particular bank if you stopped participating in it. So that kind of tells me you don't need to contemplate it then. If it requires so little of you and you yourself are so very little invested in it, you know, there's really not much more to work with there. So if you just need a confirmation that I'm not really opening up towards this, I don't have much to give. It doesn't give back to me too much. I have to question its purpose in my existence, or I have to question my participation in that existence, then you probably have your answer. So if that's all the confirmation you needed in terms of finalizing your thought, then hopefully that helps you. You just don't seem to be interested. I have no clue. But you're saying you'd have to put in your official notice, and you say that could be upsetting, whatever that notice is. Again, it may not be work. I don't know what it is. It's like, that could be upsetting, but not for me. You're literally like, I could give or take this. So again, I think you have your answer. I see you fiddling around with the decision that I don't think you need to fiddle around with. I think you already have a clear choice or a clear answer for you. I wish I knew what it was. Let's keep moving it along. You might show me a little more later. Let's see that Ace of Wands. What is it that you could put yourself into, though? That's what I want to know. Okay. It's almost like you're toying with a thought, and I'm not trying to take it to a superficial place. I'm just saying that it's non-pressured, it's at your will, it's at your thought. You're saying the only owie, Ten of Swords, is if you completely withdraw your participation from it, and then you're saying, then there might be the upsetness. Okay. But still, we can't really make decisions like that, guys. You have to do what's right for you or what's best for you. And if it means so little to you, you know, you kind of have your answer, yeah? Let's say that Ace of Wands. Just be your most authentic self. That's all any of us can do, okay? Just make sure you're doing whatever it is you're doing for the right reasons as it makes sense to you, okay? The receiving end is the receiving end. It may not be whatever that situation, circumstance, or person wants, but it doesn't matter much if you're forcing yourself to participate in something you could care less about. So, anyway, let's see that Ace of Wands, please. Show me the Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands. Let's see the Ace of Wands, please. I just heard Little Talks. Little Talks, that's a great song. Love that song. What is that, of Monsters and Men? It's an unexpectedly cool song. It's really neat. I don't know why I heard that right now. Maybe it's one of your favorite songs. Maybe you heard it right now. I have no clue. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, you're saying right now, I'm all about that coin. You're all about that coin. No kidding. No, you're saying right now you're all about personal stability, personal finances. Maybe that's why you don't have enough time in it, or you just don't care. It doesn't seem to be. Your goal right now is to keep yourself interested in your 3D world. You're saying that's where the best of your energy goes to, and that you're actually being conservative by choice. So that Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, this is a plan on your part to showing me 3D conservation. Okay, money, your time, how it's being spent. You're saying that nothing there is left to chance. You're saying you're doing that for a reason. So most of your output, your flow, has to do with resource gathering at this time. And again, that could be anything from your actual material world to finances and so on. Okay? Resource gathering, that also includes people. Okay. Does this serve a purpose? Because right now I see you conserving and saving, conserving and saving, conserving and saving, and you have a goal behind it that feels correct to you. Becoming a master at your craft, just saving up, adding to the coiffers, you name it. Any of those things, all of those things. Can I see more, please? That's where you put a lot of your natural enthusiasm. So that's an ongoing ace. That's not new at all. All right. Is there anything else, please, in that Ace of Wands? You're saying you've always gotten a good charge off of your work and what it is that you do. And that's a wonderful thing. Not everybody gets to experience that, you know. But you are conservation right now. Okay. Being a little tight with the finances. That's a plan, though. Knight of Pentacles, perhaps you're saving for something. That would also explain the enthusiasm behind it. Ooh. If you resonate with that, tell me what you're saving for. If you dare. What else plays in that Ace of Wands? Ace of Swords, the 5. Oh, so that is why it's conflicting with your truth at the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Whatever this is, the thing that you're thinking about dropping like a hot potato, but you're taking your time with, it's kind of going back to refer to point number 1. You don't have time for it, you're saying. You don't have to, and you don't have the time. You don't want to argue about it either. You're saying you're really not available. And for some reason, you're like, I'm at that point where I'm going to have to actually say it. So something's going to get cut and or dismissed. Okay, because someone or something or situation is in direct conflict with your goal. And that's no good. We don't want that. We don't want that. But someone or a situation, 5 of Wands, is challenging your truth. So that's why, even though it looks low functioning on the surface, you're saying you might have to actually officially cut it out. And you don't want to, but someone keeps challenging how you're spending your time, energy, and efforts, or how you're not. And that's no good. We don't want people questioning that. You know, that's a little frustrating, especially if you have such heavy, this is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm on Team Capricorn right now, and it's not necessarily your team, but it is my team, and it's my life, so I kind of got to do what I need to do right now, and you told me what's important to you. You're saying this is a goal, and you can't be deterred from it. So whatever your goalposts are in terms of being complete or at the finish line, that's entirely up to you. I just know that you are receiving a lot of kickback from it. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now. A situation, place, circumstance, or person strongly disagrees by how you're not participating in other areas that aren't work. And you're like, that kind of sounds like a you problem. And you're technically right. And you're technically right. It is, because how you spend your energy, your coin, or how you don't spend your energy, that's on you. That's entirely up to you. That's the only area here you did not show me conflict of interest. It's like that. I'm Team Capricorn. It's my decision. You don't have to like it, but you also are not the one living it. I am. So I got something, a situation, or a person that says, I demand that you think otherwise. And you're like, well, that's a shame because I put so little into this. So I don't know where the challenge is coming from. I just know that you're tired of it. 8 of Cups. You don't want to keep arguing about this. So hence why you're thinking about cutting this out. But again, I have to insist it's at your leisure to cut this out. I have to agree, honey. If this is where you are, I'm sure whatever that situation is, the circumstance, perhaps it's a group of people. Capricorn, we need you over here to do this. And you're like, I told you where I'm at. Or it's a person. It's really not that person's place to argue. I'm sorry, it's just not. Now, if you are, let's say you have a job and you are contracted as an employee to do your job and you're not fulfilling it, that's when you get an argument. That's when you get some kickback because you earned it. Right? We hired you to fulfill this role and you're not doing it. We can test that. That's when it's on you. As it were, it's the other way around. I see you fully immersed in something that suggests your work world is priority right now, and something or someone around you is not on board with it. They don't agree. They're fighting for your attention, your energy, something, your passion, your output, your interest level, your investment level. And you're like, no. I made it clear this was my plan and I'm sticking to it. If you're not able to be flexible with your plan, that's it. Okay? So, yeah, you're kind of numb from that. You're kind of numb of having to reinforce your decision here. But it's going to be one of those situations, guys. It's looking like the Capricorn that I'm looking at today says, I might actually have to officially cut this out and not get back to it later. Something like that. Because it won't stop disagreeing with you. And I have a problem with that because you have a problem with that. You know? It's really not for other people to give that kind of influence to us. Like, hey, I demand your intention and your investment. You can't make anyone do anything. Especially if they already knew what you were in tune with already. Now, if it's taking time with that Knights of Pentacles, then it takes time. So they can either be supportive of that goal or they can continue to argue with you, and it's looking like you're receiving a lot of argument and disagreement. So I'm sorry about that. Whatever that's not for me to say if your goal is correct or not. You say it's correct for you, and that's all I care about. So if you have to officially cut this out, that way you don't have to worry about it bothering you or nagging you or asking you to turn around and constantly invest in it, spend more time on it, and you just can't. I'm sorry you feel that you're in that position. But I already saw you. Let's make this clear, though. It's not about right or wrong. It's just that you are already giving so little to this anyway. So what does it matter then to you if you take the extra step and officially separate yourself from it? You know? I'm not trying to be mean. I just want you to finalize your thought because it was already here. If we were hoping that this person or the situation would stay in place until we had more time to get back to it, that's clearly not working for them. So you will continue to receive more of an argument on it. So you guys, if there's no flexibility on either side and there's no interest in being flexible on either side, either you giving more to this or them backing off until you complete your goal, that means neither of you is being flexible, then you still have an answer. Okay? That's it. And if that's your goal and you have no room for flexibility, then own it. That's it. That's all. That's it, really. I just hate seeing all that fuss around you. So either give them more of what they want and you back off your goal a little bit, or they can stop hassling you and just say that's where Capricorn is right now and accept it. But if neither party can do that, there you go. Let's go ahead and switch over to that Ace of Cups. You know, I understand goals like that. I do. That doesn't mean anybody surrounding you does. Okay? Not everybody's understanding. You can't make them. And if you can't give back, then you know what to do. Okay? That's it. Ace of Cups. Let's see the Ace of Cups. Show me the Ace of Cups. Show me the Ace of Cups. I know, I see it. The lack of consolidation about what to do with this situation. So don't. There you go. The Ace of Swords is getting really close to being reset by that Ten of Swords. In other words, a final thought and therefore a final decision. So. And the Ace of Wands, clearly that's renewed on your work effort. But we have a lack of energy towards this. Again, we made that clear. All right. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please. Show me the Ace of Cups. Show me the Ace of Cups. Not everybody can understand, guys, you know? Oh, Five of Cups, yeah. Nine of Cups, the Hierophant. You know, I know it makes you sad to do this, but I want you to commit to your heart space first and foremost. I think that's the answer we're looking for. Not the frustration of how this is being poorly executed in reality and that you're still having to deal with it, but not really. And will it just go away? I'll get back to it. Okay, forget all that. I want you to go into your heart here. And while it is upsetting, Five of Cups, to disappoint someone emotionally, and you will even feel that to some extent, you're still saying, I have a commitment to me first. I agree. Sometimes we got to take away and strip back the layers of the 3D fussiness and the mental conflict and then the emotional chargedness of the situation and say, look, what am I feeling here? I want Capricorn to have that moment where he just like, stop all this nonsense. What are we feeling? Upset that I'm going to disappoint someone or the situation's disappointing? Yeah. Do I still have a love of myself here? That's a priority? Absolutely. Because if you can't stand by the strength of your own emotional convictions, you won't be able to stand by much else. So the Hierophant there with the Nine of Cups, guys, you have a commitment to yourself first and foremost. If this is important to you and you know that, there you go. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, guys. In order to have wish fulfillment, you have to understand that you love yourself enough to give you wish fulfillment. I know you're trying to make a goal come true. Somebody else doesn't have that, or situation doesn't have that same level of insight because they're not you. Okay? They're not you. It's not their goal. It's not their wish, but it is yours. And if it's that important to you and you don't want to have the fuss or fight anymore, you need to ask yourself, is it worth disappointing someone else if it means staying true to what's important to me? Because no one else is literally going to make this come true unless it's me, correct? So this is where, we want to help or please others or give people what they want, but at whose expense? Whose expense? Yours. If this is really important to you and it's where you need to be, then you need to commit to your own sense of wish fulfillment right here because you love yourself. Commitment to your wish fulfillment, personal. And there's the acceptance here of disappointment, disappointing someone else. Okay? I know that stuff isn't easy, guys. This is that Emperor and Empress stuff I talk about all the time. You don't get what you want. That means making hard choices. Making these decisions are never really fun, but it does speak to who we are. And here's the thing, man, sis, whatever. They may not see it now, but they might see it later. How important this was to you. They can't see it because, again, it's not their dream. It's not their goal. What are you going to do? You can't make someone understand if they don't want to. Let's say that this, for instance, was the love of your life, but if they refuse to understand how important this is to you, that's when you need to remember the love of yourself, and you get to start making decisions about what's correct for you. And I'm not saying it's romantic, guys. I have no idea what the hell this is. I just see that they're not willing to be flexible, and neither are you. That's it. I have no idea. And if that's the case, if you have all that goal work attached to you, then it's on you to fulfill it because you will let yourself down if you cannot figure out what's more important to you. Okay? I don't want that. All right. Anything else, please, in that Ace of Cups? Anything else, please? I'm trying to lecture you, honey. This is where rubber meets the road for some people. This is where I see people start giving up on their goals to please someone else, and then they wish they hadn't. This is when people proceed with their goals, and even though it's a little rough about doing what they have to do, they can at least look back on it later and say, I'm glad I did it. So this is where your particular rubber meets the road, Capricorn. I want you to do what's correct for you, always, because I don't want you to have to pay with fragmentation later because you didn't know what to do. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. There it is. Going back to the Eight of Pentacles, the Tower, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, thank you for demonstrating what I just said. Yeah, there's this, you need to take care of this first, whatever this is. Whatever this is. 3D, the conservation thing, the whole gambit. You're saying you need to do this. This is critically important to you. And it might seem selfish. I know. You're kind of taking that on the chin. I have to commit to me. I don't expect other people to understand, but I don't want to have to hold myself responsible for this later if I don't do it. Okay. That's a very Capricorn thing I'm looking at today. I got it. And I completely agree with you. You're going to have to do what's right for you. I'm not saying they're not important, but I'm saying you can't give them bupkis anyway. So you might as well officiate it. You're already emotionally numbed out from the ongoing argument anyway. And if they really wanted to understand, I would see more understanding and flexibility, patience, healing, whatever. They can't, they won't, or they just refuse to get it. And I think the idea of turning your energy around and trying to give them more, you start to feel your goals slip away. And yeah. I want you to do what's right for you. That tower can either work for you or it can work against you. Okay? So choose your investment wisely. All right? Choose your investment wisely. Speaking of which, let's jump over to that Ace of Pentacles. Guys, I'm sorry. If you went through like a loss of coin or a sense of stability. Priorities are priorities. It's down to each of us to understand what those are. Okay? All right. Ace of Pentacles, please. Let's say the Ace of Pentacles, please. Page of Wands, the Hermit. That's exactly what I was saying. Whatever this has done, and you are still inclined to reopen towards it later, that will be later. Okay? When you can give whatever this is the healing and space and love that it needs. Now is not that time. One day, you can open up to that particular road. Okay? When the healing's there and the openness of heart is there. Today is not that day. But one day it will be. Page of Wands. Okay? Yeah. When you can be fully present, relaxed, okay? Gotten past the worst of this. And your heart space is in a better, and you can actually pay attention to whatever this is, then it will come in as a strong new ace, bearing the responsibility of healing and love towards it. Okay? Whatever it is that they were asking for you, you can deliver it at another time. I agree. Okay, there's just some things that have to take precedence. Okay, and I don't know why they don't understand it, and I don't understand why they refuse to understand. I don't get it. But like I was saying, and I alluded to it earlier, sometimes people don't see it till much later because it's not their vision, it's not their goal. They wouldn't understand. They're not you. Okay. You know? The Sun, the Magician, Justice. Yeah, I mean, the idea of the vision for this is so much stronger in future. When you feel balanced, corrected, and then you're like, I know how to manifest this. It would make me happy. I can balance this. I can equalize it. All the elements are in place for a very, very, very successful brand new beginning for you in future, based on the precedence of the hard work that you do now and the things that you have to forsake in the interim. It will pay for you in spades later. It's very serious. The sacrifices you make here, the unwillingness to deviate from the plan of recovery or resource gathering, I don't know. The things you have to decline, back away from, cut out, because it's not in line with your goal. You have to understand it's because you have a commitment to yourself first and foremost to do these things that you set out to do. Otherwise, it will fail. That's what individual responsibility is. And having met those goals in future, everything that you meant to get back to, that fresh, clean slate energy, strong beginning in areas that you choose to pursue that are new, as well as heal old paths, are at your leisure. It's just not that today. What you do now, the sacrifices you make today, will pay for you infinitely down the road. Right now, you're at the crux of the difficult matter, having to reach the conclusions that you need to make towards the situations or people in your life. I just wish I understood why they don't understand. I mean, if it was something far-reaching, the star, which is deeply personal, and it may not have any monetary output attached to it at all, that's really hard for people to understand. But yours is like, it's a matter of coin, stability, and safety and security. If I don't do something, things will get worse. If I don't counter-correct, things could get worse. And then you'll be set back even further. And why? What does this situation or person want from you that they can't see the obvious here? Oh, this is just me being nosy. It has nothing to do with tarot at this point. I just don't... Because when I work with people, it's so important to understand motivation. Okay. And when someone fails to understand motivation, that's also alarming. I feel like we're failing to understand motivation here. Your motivation is extremely high, blunt, but to the point. Capricorn. And, you know, the High Priestess, Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, the Magician. Huh. What? The Hierophant, the Magician, the Knight of Swords, the High Priestess. What the hell? Yeah, I know. Lack of insight. Whatever this is, the scales are off in terms of appreciation. They don't get what it is that you need to do. And I don't know why. The insight is very small. There's that commitment in you to manifest, to listen to yourself, to take action. And then, in juxtaposition to that, is a failure to insight about why you're having to exit, move, relocate, or do anything at all. They don't get it. And that's it. That's just them holding it. I don't get it. I don't get why Capricorn has their back turned to me. I don't get why Capricorn's not participating on my side of the river or whatever it is. Your energy and your thought process is so much higher than that which asks you to give without understanding why you can't. Why is there such a small insight attached to this? Whatever this is, there's something driven in your heart that they can't see. You're doing this for you. Absolutely. It also comes from your heart, too. I saw that, the commitment to yourself and understanding you loving yourself and doing what you need to do, those principles. They can't appreciate what you're doing because you are shifting and changing your landscape, but it has more to do with your own personal sense of security and shoring up your material world. Something else calls to your heart too. You may not know it yet, but it's there. That's not the only potential element in your Ace of Cups. There's something else too. I wasn't convinced that this kickback, it's fussy. It's so fussy. It's like an ongoing argument that you might have with a sibling or with a parent who just doesn't get it. Capricorn, why can't you just da-da-da-da-da like everybody else? See what I'm saying? It's so small insight, unconsolidated, whereas you are in line with you. But I see you having to turn around and feeling like you're defending yourself and you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to do it anymore. So you have to separate yourself from this bare minimum non-participation, because there is something else here, that Six of Cups maybe, that's propelling you forward into all this action, into a state of readiness. And I see it, like I can go back and heal that later. See what I'm saying? Remember, guys, when I see stuff like this, outside influence is not always a romantic energy. It's often, sometimes, day-to-day influences that just aren't you. You told me very distinctly, I can fix that path later. What's in our pathway, guys? Family, friends, things like that. I can fix it, make it right later, but first and foremost, I need to set myself up for a successful future. There's more than one motivation in there today. They don't understand why you're moving on and making the choices that you're making. They don't need to. It's not theirs. Sorry, I had to push it. I needed to see where that was going because that was driving me a banana sandwich. Okay. All right. Aye. Vivid dreams, new perspective. Yeah, we have some new perspective. Making your dreams come true. And it's grounded in reality. That's why I like it. God, not only are you listening to yourself, here's the practical execution of it. Dreams don't mean anything without a plan. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is. Aside from being slow, he's a planner. New perspective, vivid dreams. What you want for yourself, why? Slow and steady. No, right there. I know, right there. Right there. Slow and steady. It's something you got to do, honey. Listen to your intuition. Yes, correct. You are on point. And I'm sorry you're getting so much kickback, but they'll understand later. They'll understand later. When you're rocking that Ace of Pentacles and things are falling into place, okay? They will understand later. You even told me I can go back and fix that another time. Yeah, this is something you need to do. And don't expect a big, cheerful... I swear to God, honey, the hardest goals in life are the ones where we are completely left unsupported. That's because it's down to us. I cannot begin to tell you how many times in my life it was me and only me. Okay? That means pushing through and believing myself when no one else could. That's what your process is. That's more or less what you're showing me. Stick to that. It'll pay off quite well in the end. Okay. Change. You made that change. For some of you, time is September. 9. I saw 9 for a couple of folks. Change. But yes, you're on that pathway to change based on the storm. There's that storm. Creating a flurry, the storm, a flurry of change. Okay. Changing the weather pattern, the outcome. The main female, some of you are the main female, or this could be the potential interest I saw there right towards the end with that 6 of Cups. Okay. And community. There it is again. Some of you might have some really heavy Taurus in your chart, but you have a commitment to the community. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. All that nonsense, all the disagreements, and why are you doing that? I know you have a very strong sense that it's a burden to you, though. The cross in this deck, guys, is not a compliment. That Hierophant energy here is not a compliment. It's a burden. I have to carry this community. I have to carry family. I have to carry friends. And therefore, because all that responsibility is on me, it's also on me to make the best possible use of the outcome for change. So it's no wonder there's that sense of burden and I have to carry many. And if that's the case, let me do my thing to make the best possible choices for myself and other people. That cross that weighs heavily on you. That sense of this is mine and I'm responsible for it. Man, I know. No wonder you're like, I can heal that later. Pending results. I understand. Wow. Wow, Capricorn. Wow. We also 36, 39, 2, 6. And very distinctly, I saw that 9. For some of you, last January on a Saturday proved to be very interesting. Upcoming January, I don't see it that way. You're not the first person to show me that, to be honest. In summer is when this is going to start to pick up. And then process with caution. I know. I saw that this whole time. Right here. Okay. Capricorn, honey, good luck to you. And no, it feels like you're up against really difficult odds. And nevertheless, I see you meeting those odds quite well and surpassing them. Okay. Good job on your goals and your endeavors. There's a little bit of softness there right towards the end in that Ace of Cups. There's other reasons that you're lining yourself up for success. But that's another story. That's another reading. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.